Welcome back to Up North at 4, and joining us now, it's Karl and Eric Rempala of the Oneida County Clean Waters Action, which is an advocacy group. But Eric, explain us a little bit more about what the OCCWA is all about.
Well, we're a clean water advocacy group, like it sounds. We're specifically dedicated to Oneida County.
Yeah.
We cover many issues, cut our teeth probably a lot on mining, and Karl is our mining expert. But we cover issues such as PFAS and shoreline protection, multiple subjects, and we try to provide information for residents to understand what's going on environmentally, specifically to Oneida County, make it easier for them to find information, what's going on at the county, town levels, and provide, like I said, provide information.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, the two of you, but from my understanding too, is the group is really focused on, we're not a partisan group. We just want people to be aware of how certain issues impact them, impact the water, impact the land, the forest, whatever it may be. Is that essentially the mission, right?
Yeah, clean water and local control are not partisan issues. I think that's especially true here in the North Woods where we have so much water.
Yeah.
It may not be the issue so much in Madison, where things tend to be more politicized, but up here, when you talk to people, they want to have their water protected and they want to have local control.
Yeah, take the politics out of it, right? It tends to get bogged down in red tape when the politics get involved with it. And I'm curious, Eric, where did this all start? How did you get this started?
Well, I'm going to throw that to Karl, because I came in a few years after it was formed, and Karl was a part of the initial.
Here, well, Karl, what was the vision here?
Well, what happened was we had been going to mining oversight committee meetings from 2009 through 2012. And the concerns that we were raising, there were a number of us showing up at all the meetings, and we really weren't being heard by the group. They had a certain agenda that they were pushing, and we didn't really fit the agenda.
Yeah.
And so that all changed when we went to the county board and addressed the full board. Then we started being listened to, and they tried to push through the leasing of the Lynn site in western Oneida County on the county forest on 3 occasions during 2012, and we were able to prevail on all 3 instances. However, the final vote that basically stopped the leasing, that was only a 12-9 vote.
12-9, okay.
And virtually everybody that was there was opposed to the leasing. So we felt that we should have had a stronger win than that. We felt that we needed to have some things changed in the courthouse. One of the things that was always part of the group was that we advocated for having open public government. So we felt that the meetings were not as open as they should have been in the courthouse, and we felt that was really integral for people being able to protect their own water.
So started in 2009, and now here we are, quick math, 15 years later, and it sounds like the group has grown and taken on more, I don't know if responsibility is the right term. I kind of want to ask you guys just about some current issues and kind of what's on the docket. We're up against the clock, though, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we can dig deeper into this. Does that sound good for the two of you?
Sure. Sounds good.
All right. We're going to be right back here in Up North at 4. Stick with us. Welcome back to Up North at 4, joined by Karl and Eric with the Oneida County Clean Waters Action. And so, Eric, I feel like top of mind right now, 2 very major issues that I know people have heard about on our station plenty of times, PFAS and the forests. But we'll start PFAS. What is kind of front and center for you folks with the group right now?
Well, front and center with PFAS, as most people know, the town of Stella had, DNR did random sampling out there, as they did all over the state, and they found some alarmingly high levels. PFAS is a man-made product. It's not natural, and it can cause cancer. So, I mean, it's at certain levels. The state's been going back and forth with what the level should be and with between the EPA, but that's a problem that has to be addressed immediately. The DNR is providing water to Stella at this time, and I've personally sat in multiple DNR meetings, and we're talking 3 or 4 hour PFAS meetings, so they get a little extended. There's a lot to learn. We're kind of cutting our teeth with the PFAS issue now as we kind of spread our interests or what we choose to cover. The one thing I did want to mention was the previous mayor, Chris Frederickson. He did a lot of PFAS work, and he did a lot of work on it. And when we had the problem in Rylander, all right, so he's kind of set a state, set the tone of how it has to be addressed. It's a serious issue.
Yeah, and I feel like when I moved up here 3 years ago, PFAS was not even a term I had ever even heard of before, and now suddenly it feels like every so often it's popping up, certain issues across the state. Have you noticed that as well? Have people come to you and said, "Oh, I didn't know about this. What do I need to know?"
Well, yeah, they do ask when we go to towns, because we go to towns and give them information about different issues. Right now, it's Pelican River Forest.
Oh, yeah.
But when we're there, I've had them ask, what's going on in Stella, and I don't have any answers. Neither one of us are scientists, but we collect information. We attend meetings and get a handle on, and then we try and pass this information on to the residents, be it through our website or, like I said, Karl and I go town to town. We go into town board meetings and talk to people. They appreciate you coming out face to face, and I think we're making some difference.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Karl, this started with you. How do you go from advocacy to action? It's getting in people's faces, right? Getting in these board meetings and having something to say.
Well, you have to sit in the meetings sometimes for quite a long time to just figure out what's happening in the meetings.
Right.
I know when I first got involved in issues at all in the courthouse, I'd go to a meeting sometime and they would look at me like, what the heck are you doing there?
Who are you, right?
Who's this guy? Yeah.
So, that's part of it is the people in the courthouse getting used to having concerned citizens sitting there listening to what they're doing.
Yeah.
Speak up.
And like you said before, awareness becomes action, and it starts with awareness, right? And just showing your face, showing that, hey, we care, we're listening, we want to be, a voice for people, but just an outlet for the community, residents, what have you. Obviously, that goes a long, long way. And I know, Eric, you mentioned a lot of people seem very appreciative of the work.
I think we make it easier for them to find information. We do a lot of the legwork, and we provide it on a concise basis on our website. I think the important part is that there's a disconnect sometimes between what the towns want and what the county is understanding the towns want. Yeah. So we tend to ask towns, if you have a position, be it mining or if it's Pelican River Forest, whatever it is, pass a resolution. Give the county an indication of how what you're thinking and what you want, because at the end of the day, the towns need their input taken. And there's, like I said, there's a disconnect sometimes where the county's doing stuff opposed to what the towns are opinions are. So if we could help that process, if towns want to get more involved, pass a resolution, speak up and stand up, and hopefully, the difference will be made.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate the work that you guys are doing, just bringing awareness and bringing action to the
Making
cause.
a difference.
We're going to take a break, and Up North at 4 will be back after this.
Message in a bar.